Final Fantasy 14 and Thavnair specifically. It's time to hopefully finish the final days arc. At least this part of it. Because I kind of doubt that Thavnair is going to be the only place that gets hit by it. Last time we left off, we were, well, about to listen to Vitra make a speech. So yeah, let's go and figure out what he wants to say. Right, because the game crashed when I got to this cutscene. Or the servers crashed at least.
Look, someone's coming.
Oh, it didn't kill me this time. Good. Good.
People of Razathan, it warms my heart to see so many brave, resilient souls before me. Today, I would share with you a great revelation. But before I do, I must make a humble request. Do not be alarmed, nor avert your eyes. See the one I unveil for who he is, and know that he means you no harm.
Very well. I dare say it can't be worse than the horrors we've already seen.
Many thanks.
Oh fuck, it's a dragon! Run for your lives, everyone!
A dragon. Wow.
People of Razathan, I am Vritra, and for years uncounted hath this isle served as mine abode. Tis as the satrap's ally I am known. Today, I would reveal the truth unto you.
Let us hope they accept him.
I'm sure they will.
If I am hearing this right, you were the satrap all along?
Vashan! I mean, Master Vitra, does your divine eye really see all?
Yes, even the times you think you are alone at night in your room. Playing with Legos, obviously.
To its future, I am blind as thee. Countrymen, calamity the likes of which we have never known is come to Thavnair, our home. Friends and loved ones have been taken from us. I too have lost my closest confidants. Ahawan loved this land and served it with dignity till his dying breath. A nobler satrap there will never be. For so long, I lacked the courage to face you. I will not easily earn your trust, this I know. And yet, I cannot sit idly by and abandon Razathan to her fate. A font of boundless vibrancy, this jewel of the ocean. Since time immemorial, hath she glittered with every color imaginable. To this dragon slumbering in his dark lair. 'Twas a mesmerizing sight. And what
Oh, whoops.
this
Sorry.
calamity has stolen too much from you already. Yet so long as you live, the light of Radzatan will never be extinguished. I pray you let me watch over it. Over you. And lend me your strength, that we might face this trial and those to come as one.
I do not know you, dragon, but I thank you for speaking the truth to us.
What the fuck do you mean? He literally explained who he is.
As divinities, both Manusha and Riga once joined together. So too do I believe that hand in hand, we can overcome this ordeal and welcome an era of peace.
A sight that would have surely brought a smile to Azael's face. Indeed.
What the hell are the Charlians doing here?
Excuse me, but I must speak with the Satrap at once.
Father,
You have suffered dearly of late, yet you must endeavor to look beyond these losses to the future you yet have. On behalf of the Forum of Sharlayan, I come with a proposal by which you, the people of Radzatan, might be saved. I say again, I must speak with your Satrap. I beseech you, take me to him with all possible haste.
I am Satrap here. Speak thy proposal. All present shall hear and judge.
If I have given offense, then I apologize. First, allow me to share with you what knowledge we have of the phenomenon responsible for your woes. The final days. 'Tis an affliction of stagnancy and rot, sown into the currents of the star. Though the first prominent manifestation was here, in Thavner, it will invariably spread to every corner of the world. The Forum was forewarned of this apocalypse several centuries ago. Thenceforth...
Oh, fuck, damn it. Okay, you know what?
escape the star? What madness is this?
'Tis by no means madness. With the coming of the 7th Umbral Calamity, the true nature of the Red Moon, Dalamud, was revealed. That it was an artificial construct of ancient Alag. But what of the Silver Moon? This celestial satellite is yet another technological marvel fashioned and maintained by ancient allies. A ship that will sail the heavens and deliver our people from destruction. And by our people, I speak not only of Sharlayan. We mean to save every man, woman, and child it is within our power to save. Including you, our dear friends of Radzatan. Recent events necessitate adjustments be made, and quickly, but we can and will escort you safely to the moon.
Long has thy forum been allies to Thavner. I trust thou dost not extend this offer lightly. Yet I wonder, is this truly the way? Is there a future to be built for us beyond this star, our
It is for that very reason I come before you and your people. To answer any and all of your questions. To offer my assurances and allay your fears. Though, if you wish the best for your people, I advise you to render your decision swiftly.
Show our friends to Megaduta. They are to be received as honored guests. Worry not. Whatever decision is reached, your paths shall be yours to decide. Until then, heed the warning of these brave heroes. Guard your hearts against fear and despair, for it is within such fertile soil that the seeds of blasphemy find purchase. Remain calm and attend to your daily tasks. I shall return anon.
We'll do as you say, Master Vitra. We believe in you.
Oh, you're still here. What a relief.
What's up, Nihana?
Nidana, what's the matter? Has something happened at Palika's stand?
Oh, no, not that I know of. I just hope to hear your thoughts on a theory of mine. All who undergo the transformation are drained of their ether, yes? What is it then that gives these beasts the strength to carry on as they do? Logically, they must be drawing upon an alternate form of vital energy. That put me in mind of our earlier conversation, when I tried to explain the essence which many confuse with ether.
Oh, the,
Akasha.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember. The unseen gift bestowed from on high. An energy influenced solely by emotion.
Yes, yes. In this instance, negative ones set Akasha into motion, thereby infusing the beasts with vitality. I posit this as the mechanism by which the beasts are born and sustained. Ah, do you still have that flower?
what?
If we accept that it once shone bright by drawing upon Akasha, influenced by the thoughts of those nearby, then fear, terror, despair, negative emotions so powerful as to suffocate it, permeated the air in this place. You must be very careful. The forces which drive the final days may be beyond our ability to perceive. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you like that. At any rate, I will continue my research into Akasha. Do temper your expectations, however. There are sadly few detailed studies upon which I may draw.
Formulating a new theory as you have is itself no small feat. I wish you well in your endeavors, and pray you take care.
Thank you. You stay safe as well, yes? Till next we meet. And we will meet again.
Well then. As far as we come, and after all the horrors we've seen, There's still so much we do not know about the final days. Could it be as Nizana said, that the cause of this phenomenon is beyond our comprehension? And if so, are we powerless to forestall it? Greetings, honored scions of the Seventh Dawn. I have a message from His Excellency, the Satrap. Brave scions, you have my gratitude for aiding my people in this most trying of times. Alas, matters here that can do to prevent me from meeting you all in person. As a token of mine appreciation, I have arranged for a feast to be held in your honor. May I nourish you in preparation for the trials ahead. Such are the words of Master Vitra. The feast she speaks awaits you at Merit Mehane. Pray make your way there whenever your business here is done. We thank you for your kindness indeed. I was hoping we might find a place to discuss the next course of action, and that seems like an ideal venue. And to you, Thy Solness, there is someone we had hoped to introduce you to in particular. While I'm loath to detain you further, might just bear a moment of your time. A personal invitation, knowing full well your services are in the highest demand right now. This will be important. Worry not, we'll save some food for you, so take all the time you need. Thank you. Thank you, friend. Whenever you're ready, please join me in the Aetheroid Plaza and I shall go on ahead. Oh, I shall go on ahead. Whoops. Now the question is, can I attune to the Aetheroid yet? They mentioned that I could in Garlemald at the train station thing. I forget the name. Finally! Access to the Aetheroid you see there has been restricted to a select few ever since the tower first appeared. We sincerely apologize for the inconvenience, but it was deemed too dangerous to permit free movement of visitors at a time of emergency, a risk we could not take. In light of recent developments, however, the Satrap has decided that much of the restriction should only hinder our efforts to combat the final days. As such, I would encourage you to tune to the Aetheroid before proceeding along the corridor. Already we did. Ah, you must be wondering what this place is. You stand in the Hall of the Radiant Host, where our leaders oversees all of Rasathan's military operation. Sundrop, our destination, lies just ahead. Hello. Welcome to Sundrop. Without further ado, allow me to introduce you to... Oh, you're the famous Thy Solness, eh? I knew it the moment you stepped through the door. You look like one who's walked through hell. Shirabad, please! You're speaking to the Satrap's honored guest and savior of our people. Cannot show a modicum of respect. What is disrespect is there paying a fellow warrior a compliment? We're all friends here, or will be soon enough. More formally then, for the benefit of my countrymen, more formally then, for the benefit of my countrymen, it's a pleasure to have you with us, oh great champion of Eorzea, scion of the Seventh Dawn, warrior of light, and all-around good egg, I'm sure. This talk of eggs reminds me of late for dinner. And who are you? A fool with too many scars and knees that ached in the winter. The name's Shirabat, and I attend to business here. As for what sort of business, how can I put it? Razatan welcomes delegates from other lands to oversee trade and diplomatic dealings. Then there are military matters to discuss, which is why all these officers are stationed here in Sundrop. I imagine you're more than familiar with each of the nations they represent, yes? We got representatives from Doma, Ulda and Alamigo, Limsolominsa, Gridania, and last but never to be said least, Ishgard. They're the eyes, ears, and mouths that bridge the distance between Razatan and their respective homelands. We've used this brief respite to share the details of our plight with our overseas counterparts. And wouldn't you know it, all their leaders requested a few words from you specifically. You're a woman and a man, eh? Sorry, someone was messaging me. And so, would you mind regaling us with your own account? Indulge us before you indulge yourself. Alright.
I thank you for the report. The conditions under which men are turned to beasts, the etheric anomalies you have observed, you've given us much to consider. It is concerning that the first transformation apparently occurred before the skies turned red. It is contrary to what one would expect.
Thankfully, the information you conveyed to Lucia upon your return from the moon has already proved invaluable. As soon as reports of the calamity here in Thafnir reached the Grand Company of Eorzea and our Far Eastern allies, our leaders knew at once that the final days were indeed upon us. They began taking steps to assess the extent of the phenomenon's spread. Our agents are able to confirm that, for the time being, the skies burned only over the bounty, including this island and Korvas. Alas, that is of little comfort. Aye, all throughout our allied lands have been reports of people transforming into hideous beasts. What little we learned, these incidents are similar in nature to that involving the merchant Kalsal. As was the case here, the victims underwent a change prior to the events set the heavens being set ablaze. And so, while skies burn, fuck! I can't speak today. Jesus Christ! And so, while the burning skies have yet to manifest beyond the bounty, the transformations do not appear to be subject to any similar restriction. If anyone anywhere is overcome by despair, can turn, then nowhere is safe. That's about the size of it. Speaking of which, we ought to give these creatures a name, don't you think? Here at Razatan, we've taken to calling the first to change, which tend to be the biggest, blasphemies.
As fitting his name as any, to ensure clarity in future communications, we shall urge our comrades to adopt this terminology.
Our leaders have taken great measures to deal with the threats, to the best of our abilities.
Aye, each nation has assembled their own groups of elite soldiers to put down these so-called blasphemies and their spawn as and when they appear. At the same time, they're doing all in their power to put the people's minds at ease, and prevent panic and fear from spreading. That said, brave souls with the strength and fortitude to fell these terrible fiends are not easily found.
Just so. And it is just for this very reason that we turn to you. Pray lend us your strength, and help us slay the blasphemies that plague our homelands.
Nah. Now, you don't have to give your reply before dinner. I should also mention that each blasphemy seems to possess wildly different characteristics. What works well against one may serve you poorly against another. So before you go rushing off to save everyone's day, have a word with the delegates. They'll tell you what to expect. Oh, are these the role quests by any chance? And with that, I do believe our friend here has a feast to attend. It's well thought for us while you're tucking into all the fine cuisine, eh? It is! Quest line and store is now available for tank, melee DPS, physical range DPS. Oh, they split the physical ones to two different ones. Cool. Alright, cool. I'm down for that. I'm down. I'm picking up what they're putting down. So they start at 50, okay. Not 50, 85. Pray forgive Shirabat for her rudeness. She can be a bit boisterous at times, but it is simply her nature. Anyways, well, apologies for keeping you from your hard-earned rest. You will be rejoining your companions, yes? Do you know the way to Main Inn? I have a terrible sense of direction. Truly? A remarkable weakness for one's such a well-traveled adventurer. Anyway, you can enter either using the Aethernet or go by foot via the Aetherite Plaza. From there, cross through Balsan Bazaar and continue down the passage. You'll find yourself right in front of the Mahane. When you arrive, pray request a drink of your choice. Marie says that, tonight, it's on the house. And with that, I must return to my post. On behalf of all of the Radiant host, I thank you and your friends once more for lending your strength and courage to Razatan in our time of need. We shall endeavor... Yeah, whatever. Just let me continue the story, please. Welcome. When the chap asked us to entertain a party of honored guests, I was wondering who it might be. This is a lovely surprise, to say the least. By the way, I heard all about Kalsal from your friend Grahatia. I understand there was nothing that could be done, but I was heartened to hear he meant us no harm. I cannot thank you enough for dispatching the beast. As a small token of our thanks, your food and drink tonight are Marine's treat. Speaking of which, what shall I start you off with? You know what? Sure, I'll indulge in the local delicacies. A piping hot mug of chai, please. As you wish. Pray join your friends and I will bring you a drink. Welcome back. Whatever did the Radiant want with you, pray tell? Our allies have sent military delegates. That's news to me. Mind sharing the details?
So blasphemies now plague all the realm.
It will only get worse if what Father said is true, as it did in Amarot.
If that's our model, then shouldn't we expect the effects to grow more severe as it feeds off its own spread? As if people transforming into those monstrosities wasn't bad enough. If the flora and fauna, if the land itself turned against us.
Don't jinx it.
No one would survive.
Here's your order, friend.
Aw.
May you find comfort in these dark times.
Where do we go from here? If there's one thing we've learned, fighting blindly and simply reacting to what comes will accomplish nothing. We must find a solution that addresses the fundamental cause. Before our strength is exhausted, before this crisis spirals out of control. Is there something, anything we've overlooked?
If there is an answer, Hydaelyn herself will have it. 'Twas she who bound Zodiac and forestalled the final days. Alas, we have heard naught from her since the Tower of Babel. Whether she cannot or will not speak, I can only speculate. Even the flower she gave us is no more.
In that time we called it Alpes. We do remember, we also remember the name.
So advised the Watcher. What could be the significance of that name? It is entirely unfamiliar to me.
To me as well. It meant something to the ancients, though. In our time.
Most surely. Yet I do not recall a single mention of it in the records of Anida.
Another dead end. And quite literally. It's not as if there are any ancients living we could go and ask.
What about the rabbits?
Not alive as such, but not quite dead.
Hmm?
Elidibus.
What?
I sealed him in the White Horse site of the Crystal Tower back on the first. Contained within that reservoir of ether that maintains it, ether that is returned little by little to the sea, naught may remain of his soul. However, if part of it lingers, we might be able to speak with him there. I know we can no longer make that journey, but you, my friend, still can.
It would be an opportunity to look into the others, in on the others as well.
Thank you, my friend. That would mean much to me.
If nothing else, should we learn the first is safe, we'll have that much more reason to keep fighting the good fight. That said, the odds are not in our favor, to say the least. Which is why we're fortunate to have Urianger up there on the moon, working hard to make all the necessary preparations for our departure.
And why we have nothing to lose by staying the course till the last instant.
Indeed. To the last, let us all do what we can. I will consult with Master Matoya and see if she knows of a way to reach Hydaelyn from the ethereal sea.
And I will visit the nation's leaders and attempt to ascertain how far the final days have progressed elsewhere.
Keep me abreast of your findings. I can seek out and slay the worst of the immediate threats, if only to slow the spread.
Unease, terror, despair. Try as we might to suppress them, these emotions will return to harry us time and time again. But when they do, remember this. Your friends and loved ones are out there somewhere, sharing in your struggle. You are not alone.
So ends the brief respite before the next revelation. Yes, so much left for you to see.
I really
Where
hope
beginning ends and end begins.
I really hope we get to talk to Emmett again while we're at it.
Now then, is there anything we've forgotten to mention? Are your arms and armor in good order? In that case, it's time we each do a task, and when you arrive on the first, give my regards to Reen. Tell her I miss her. Of course, Thancred. Oh, higher. Take this, Sai, my spirit vessel. Empty now, of course, but it should allow you to operate the tower system in the umbilicus. If even the smallest fragment of Elizabeth's essence remains, it should be possible to locate it. As for access to the umbilicus, pray seek Lena for assistance. Chances are she still stands watch at the Ascensor Gate. Should she or anyone ask after me, tell them I am living my life to the fullest. That I am happy, hardships and all. Well, we best be on our respective ways. God's willing, we'll see each other again ere long. You have no idea how excited I am to go back. Oh, she's outside. Okay. Hey, Lena! Sai, you are returned. How have you been well? You and the others? As well as can be. Full glad I am to hear that. I trust my lord is enjoying himself. He said this to you? These exact words? Oh, to know that he is happy. It fills my heart with joy. Thank you, Sai, for taking care of him. When next you see him, please tell him not to overexert himself. A futile request as though it is. And tell him that all is well here. The peace you give to us continues, and we work hard to rebuild our new lives for ourselves. In the course of this, we occasionally bicker, but we've never been more optimistic for the morrow. If I had to mention one dilemma, it would be the question of our governance. Even as we speak, debate rages over how we should run the city in the Exarch's absence. Most are of a mind that the Settlement Council should continue to oversee the general running of the Castarium, where our representatives are elected to determine policy and handle diplomacy. Thus far, nothing is set in stone, but however we choose to proceed, we will not replace our lord. No one ever could. Have we recently observed any unusual phenomena? No, I cannot say what we have been. You should ask me this question, though. Some days ago, Reen came and asked the very same. She was rather unsettled, in stark contrast to how cheerful she's been of late. Oh, she knows. Reen has been dedicating herself to the restoration of the empty, you see. Though it will take many long years, the goal seems to have given her a newfound sense of purpose and fulfillment.
So when I saw her in a state of such worry, I couldn't help but feel worried in turn, especially since you wouldn't tell me what troubled her. I dare say she would be more willing to confide in you. May I ask to broach the subject with her? You wish you enter the umbilicus? Very well, I shall fetch the key at once, and take this opportunity to find Reen. Please wait for me in the city, in front of the Cabinet of Curiosity. Shall we say? I will be along as soon as I can. Uh-oh. That's not a good sign. Do my old eyes deceive? Is that truly Sai? Hey!
Ha! It is. Full glad I am to see you hale and whole, my friend.
What a wonderful surprise it is to have you back with us. And at this most opportune time. In case you haven't heard, we plan to introduce a tome chronicling the events from the Flood to the Knight's Return. For this project, we intend to draw upon records kept by the world's peoples. Historical and contemporary first-hand accounts will be the centerpiece of the tome, but yours will be the one to crown them all.
I've been asked to contribute a chapter on the soul, a subject that is key to understanding much of your endeavors. In the course of developing the spirit vessel, I gained valuable insights to travel beyond the rift, knowledge that will allow me to attest your existence and deeds.
Fuck, my neck hurts. There is no end to the questions I would ask you, but if you indulge me just one for now. In your request door of the night, you face a many formidable foe. Among them, who offered you the greatest struggle? Hades, who bore the burden of his people. Ah yes, Hades. He who sought to resurrect his ancient brethren. He was the final obstacle in your quest to restore the night. Your battle in the depths of the Tempest to stuff of epics. Yet compelling as it is, I worry that mere words wouldn't do justice to that fateful confrontation. Not that we would think to omit it entirely, of course. No, not at the very least. No, at the very least, we'll impress upon the readers that this was the climax of your hero's journey.
I know you'd love to talk our ear off, Morin, but really should be on our way. Those documents from Yulmore won't collect themselves.
Of course. And afterwards, would you care to join me for tea? I was hoping you might clarify a few points in your treatsy.
Until next time, then. Do tell the others to look after themselves. Our overzealous friend in particular, remind him not to overexert himself. Again and again until his ears fall off, if that's what it takes for him to take it to heart. Aw.
I really do miss Graha.
Is that the Warrior of Darkness? Oh, it's the kids! It's her! It's really her! What are you doing here? If you're going to battle, I can give you some medicine. I made it myself. Best not, Riki. You'd only give her a stomach ache. We've come to see Morin to get his advice. What if the guard finally agreed to teach us how to fight, but first we need to choose the fighting style? Well, I know that I want to be a mage. Arcul isn't sure. Magic isn't really my thing, so I'm thinking of taking up the axe, or the sword, or maybe the bow. They all seem alright, but it's hard to decide. So I thought I'd ask Morin. He knows about lots of things. He isn't here? Aw. Ooh, why don't we have the Warrior Darkness choose for you? What do you think is suits Arcul the best? Axe, sword, or bow?
For protecting your friends, the sword.
The sword? If you took up the sword, you could just be like... Brandon, the Warrior of Light! I love that tale! Let's borrow that book today.
It's really popular, though. I hope it's still there.
Thanks for helping you decide, Warrior of Darkness. I'll start with that style and maybe try something else later on. And when I get really strong, I hope I have a bout with you.
Good luck with that, kid.
Such fun she's having basking in the adoration of musty old bookworms and wide-eyed younglings. But does she spare a thought for me? Of course not!
Feul?
I waited and waited and waited, but she won't so much as acknowledge me the presence of her beautiful branch, even though they're right there. Such a heartless thing our sapling is. Cold, cruel, and heartless!
Oh, faithful Feul, lovely as the branches, how I have missed you.
If you truly missed me, you would have cried out at the top of your lungs the instant you arrived. To make up for it, you'll call with twice the passion next time. Though for there to be a next time, you have some struggles to overcome. So, my adorable sapling, the world's on the verge of destruction, is it?
How did you know that?
How do I know this? Join us we are, spying on you is as simple as sliding down the back of a rainbow. Would that I could aid you in your quest, but the fate of we Fey folk is bound to that of a star. Whither it goes, so too do we follow, such is our way. The most I could do is spare you the pain by giving you the sweetest of eternal dreams. But if escape's not to your liking, then you must struggle with your fellow mortals.
Uh-huh.
Ah, but here are the ones you're waiting for. I wonder what manner of conclusion awaits at tale's end.
Hey, girls.
My apologies for the delay. Sai, it's wonderful to see you again. You doubtless have much catching up to do, so I shall leave you to it. I take the liberty of unlocking the umbilicus, and you may enter at your leisure.
Oh, straight back to the little cutscene, okay.
I'm relieved to hear that everyone is well. I've had this feeling, like a pit in my stomach, and I was afraid that something might have happened. Maybe I'm overthinking things, but it's just that... I'm the Oracle of Light, but I've never spoken with Heidel and never once heard her call. Even so, I've always had this feeling deep inside me, a connection to something immense. These past few days, though, that connection has wavered, as if that immense something was distant, then close, then distant again. And then the other night, I was jolted awake by the feeling it had been completely severed. Wanting some fresh air, I went and opened the window, and to my horror, the sky was set ablaze, like during the star shower. But then I blinked, and everything was normal. The next day, no one said a thing. No one else had seen what I had seen. As far as I could tell, nothing was out of the ordinary. I began to wonder if it was a figment of a half-remembered dream. Sai, what are you not telling me? I have to know, please. It doesn't matter how terrible it is. Okay. In the first, we're going through a struggle, to say the least. And so, the final days are upon us, and we're struggling to survive as it is. It wasn't my imagination then. The doom we witness in Amaroth has come again. I can't believe it. Like I told you before, all is well here in the first. So don't worry about us. Please, only look to the threat before you. We're fine right now, and even if we weren't, we've learned how to survive. Should the final days reach us here as well, you may rest assured we won't go quietly. No, we'll hold on until you can find a way to save our worlds. So long as you continue your fight, so will we, united in purpose beneath a blazing sky. You're a good kid, Reen. You're a good kid.
Oh, I completely forgot to upgrade my gear.
You're headed to the umbilicus to consult with Libidibus, right? I'll do some consulting of my own and speak with Lena, decide how we might best prepare for the final days. So it's farewell for now, but we'll see each other again. I'm certain of it.
Wait. I need to change my look real quick. I'll be right back. The pendants. Ah, right. Whoops. Do I already have one? I do. But it might fetch a pretty price. Wait. There it is. Nah.
Oh, right, hang on. And there we go. What the? What the hell? What was that?
Biometric authentication complete. Please state your business. Acknowledged. Reinitializing Circus Tower systems. Searching for Elidibus entity. Target located in subterranean core power accumulator. Projecting image.
My home. My friends. No more than a dream. Oh.
Hey.
You. Why have you awakened me? I no longer sense those places beyond, or Lord Zodiac. You must explain all.
Well, Zodiac is no more.
So, he is fallen, and my brethren's souls returned to the star. The doom we sacrificed so much to prevent is come again. Old burdens now yours to bear. But if this is Fandaniel's design, then I, as Elidibus, have a duty to fulfill. Your unsolicited act has restored to me some few memories of the convocation. Such knowledge as I have, I will share.
I'm sorry.
Why apologize for receiving a favor of the defeated? If it sits ill, consider it payment for freeing Lord Zodiac from servitude. Where to begin? Ah,
Your understanding of what caused the final days is consistent with our own. The decay first took root where the currents were weakest. Yes, a conclusion drawn by him, Fandaniel. Not the him of here and now, but as I knew him, long, long ago. Having shed light upon the phenomenon, he dedicated himself to devising a countermeasure. Were it not for his knowledge of the Celestial, we would never have made the connection, and thence forestalled the final days. And though he inherited that noble soul, how different this last incarnation, so consumed by self-loathing and hate. Elpis. Yes, the name is familiar to me. Yet I know it not as a flower, but a place.
Place?
A testing facility for determining which of our creations were fit to be released into the world. Many worked there, and before joining the convocation and assuming the title of Fandaniel, he was their chief. He was Hermes.
The messenger.
That is all I know. The crystals tell little of the lives the 14 led prior to their induction. Elpis itself would tell even less. Nary a ruin has survived.
Elizabeth?
I saw you there. In Elpis.
What?
No. I did not. But I did. I did. A lingering trace of impossibility. And a truth that fills my heart. My memories remain clouded, I fear. However, they have revealed to me one possible course. You must travel to Elpis, to the time when Hermes served as its chief.
Wait.
In glimpsing the Exarch's memories, not only did I make his summoning magic mine own, I also mastered the workings of this tower, which, having absorbed my empowered essence, now harbors an abundance of energy.
You mean you can send me back to the past?
As such, I believe I can deliver you unto the past, unto that place and that precise moment. Given the eons that must be traversed, the gateway will not be fully formed. Your form will be less tangible still than those warriors of light I had summoned. In all likelihood, none will be able to see or hear you. Yet even should you manage to interact with others, you will be unable to effect meaningful change. For the reality you wish to save, the reality to which you must return, exists as a result of the final days. You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present. Cannot unmake the sorrow and suffering fated to come. In full knowledge of this, will you still entrust your life to your foe and make the journey?
I will.
Very well. I shall cast you unto the river of time. Let this be my final act. must input the commands. I no longer have the authority. First, you must reconfigure the systems, that the tower's ether may be channeled for the magic. The preparations are complete. The gateway will soon open. Return at once to the Ocula. All appears to be in order. The ether flows unimpeded. The magic should consume every last mote of my essence. Why are you surprised? Did I not say that this will be my final act?
But
Lord Zodiark is no more. There is nothing for me here. The ones I love and long to see again are waiting in that promised land, beyond memory and dream. Now go, warrior of light. Go and do not look back.
thank you, Elizabeth.
Well, Heidelin, I take my leave of you. Yours is the mantle of the last of us. May you have the joy of it, the burden and the solitude. It falls to you now. You and your champion to save our star.
I'm not crying. I'm not crying. This is the place. Right place, yes? Proper layout?
And here we are, Elpis. Well, well, how rare to receive you in person. To what do we owe the honor? Oh, just a few odd tasks. We'll be here a while. You're welcome to stay as long as you see fit, of course. As a matter of procedure, however, I must ask that you kindly remove your masks.
Come now. Is this truly necessary? Surely you can tell who we are.
Emmett?
Who you are, perhaps, but I am far less infamous. Regardless, if we do not follow protocol, 'tis our hosts who would be held accountable. So, please, do favor us with your handsome face.
Satisfied?
I thank you for your cooperation. You are free to go about your business. By the by, you see it too, yes?
I haven't the foggiest what you're talking about.
That's odd. It's right here. A bit thin in the ether, but there's no mistaking it. The color of its soul is almost identical to Azem's.
Oh shit.
Do you suppose she created it? Rather unusual for a familiar to have a soul, though.
Don't ask me. All I know is that it's trouble. Doubly so if it's her spitting image. So let's leave it be. Come now.
Hey, can you hear me?
It's trying to say something, but it's literally too intangible to form words.
Damn it.
Why don't you give it some ether? Spare a snifter of your bounteous reserves.
Who do you take me for?
Why, a dear friend, of course. One who wouldn't let acts of kindness, such as my accompanying him on errands to far-flung outposts, go unrewarded.
I suggest you close your eyes, or this may be unpleasant.
Okay.
You may open your eyes.
Oh, you even adjusted its size.
What?
The better to indulge your whim. This way, it will be easier to communicate.
How very thoughtful of you. And may I applaud your artful reinforcement. Without further ado then. Greetings! I am Hythlodaeus, Chief of the Bureau of the Architect. Sulking beside me is the most honorable Emmett Selk of the Convocation of 14. And how might we address you, my new friend?
You can call me Asim.
A fine name. And I'm pleased to see you understand our words.
No. I guess we actually gave her
So,
our actual
tell us,
name.
whence have you come? The thinness of your essence suggests you weren't created here. You do not know? Or cannot say? Allow me to ask a different question then. What brings you here?
I want to learn about Elpis.
Well now, the same as us. Perhaps Azim wished to come too, but had to settle for a familiar.
If she truly wished to be here, then she would be.
Right you are. My apologies if we've given offense. The two of us can discern the color of souls, you see, and yours happens to resemble that of a friend. And with your purpose matching our own besides, we jumped to a hasty conclusion. We are here to speak with Hermes, the chief overseer of this facility, which we also intend to tour in order to gain greater insight into the man's work. We, I say, though this is Emmett Selk's charge. I am here only to serve as his guide. And I should be happy to serve as yours as well, by way of an apology for the misunderstanding.
Wait, are you suggesting that we bring it along on official business? This thing we know next to nothing about?
If you harbor suspicions, better to keep it close than leave it to its own devices. Wouldn't you agree? Besides, having a mysterious life form in tow is the norm rather than the exception here.
Oh god, I miss him so much.
Welcome, my friends, to the testing ground of creation at Heaven's Edge, Elpis.
Heidelin?
This presence.
Hermes! Visitors! We have visitors!
What secrets are you hiding, I wonder?
Oh god. I'm sorry, I need a moment. And we're back. Sorry about that. God, I got a little bit emotional there. Fuck. This is hardly my first time here, but the scenery never fails to take my breath away. Why, it feels you could reach out and touch. Well, it feels as if you could reach out and touch the heavens. Now then, to begin our guided tour, perhaps you already know these things, but for the sake of thoroughness, I shall start with the basics. Using concepts that give shape to ether, creation magic allows us to bring forth anything we desire, be it inanimate objects or living beings. Anyone may conceive of concepts, but they must all undergo evaluation at the Bureau of the Architect. As part of the process, living beings and certain arcane entities may be sent here to Elpis for in-depth observation and study. A fascinating facility, isn't it? I dare say you will enjoy touring it with us. Now then, our friend Hermes. Aside from overseeing the facility, he also conducts his own research. Chances are that he will be at the main observation hub, so let's seek him out there first. As tired as you are, however, you stand out a little bit too much. Our dear Matilda wishes to keep a low profile for this errand, so... Do you know how to make a rope? The basic concept will do. I don't. No? In that case, Emmett Selk... No. Your whim, your responsibility. You're getting not another thimble of ether out of me. The way he scrimps sometimes. You think he wasn't a high and bottomless font of magic. Very well. I shall make the rope. Perhaps you can assist. Come, let's look for the requisite material. This place is beautiful. Yes, these creatures should suffice. An etheric rope. I want you to use it to capture, shall we say, 2 Petaludi. There are 3 species here, I believe.
Two of different kinds should serve. Now I should mention that the strength of the rope is tied, no pun intended, to the strength of its user. As your ether is still thin compared to ours, you'll need to weaken the petalodial first. Die first. Good luck. Ah, damn it. Gotcha! That was a little too close for comfort. You caught the petalodi? Come, let us see. Yes, these fine fellows will do nicely. And now for a spot of reversion. There, it's ready. It's nothing fancy, but we're trying not to stand out. Try it on for size. Won't someone be angry with us for using these creatures? Oh, it's fine. There's no one around to tell us off. And besides, we can always make more petalodi. They only need a tiny amount of ether. It may take some effort to get the form and composition right, but anyone familiar with the concept should be able to manage. Well and good to disguise and educated, but it won't fool anyone who can see worth a damn. Fair point. But at the very least, it should spare you the unwanted attention from casual observers. Emmett speaks true. Even dressed as us, your unusual nature will be plain to those who think to look. Should someone question your presence, don't make up excuses, much less explain what you actually are. No, best simply say that you're a familiar. The question is whose? Ah, of course, Asim's. If you say you belong to her, people will give you the benefit of the doubt for any and all outlandish behavior. Exploiting our associate's absence. For lack of her presence, absolutely. Were she here, she'd been the first to propose the idea, and you know it. Ugh. With that, your story is settled. Let's continue with our errand. We're finally getting Asian robes. Is there... Oh, there's no Aetherites nearby. Fuck it. I've wanted this for so long. And it's dyeable? Oh my god. It's dyeable! Oh my god. You have no idea how happy I am. If you're ready, then let's continue along the path to the Anagnorisis. The place serves as an observation hub and residence both. Someone there shall be able to point us in the direction of Hermes.
I know this is gonna sound really sappy and campy, but I've always been fascinated by the Ascians like back in the day. They were basically just like Team Rocket style cartoon villains, you know. But after everything that's happened in Shadowbringers, I've come to respect them and kind of love them in a way. They were just people like us, and they would do everything to bring back the world that they once knew. And I'm sure a lot of us would do the same in real life. And Emmett Tuck in particular, God. I know he's a bad person. I know he's a villain, but I know he shouldn't be any kind of role model, to say the least, but I love him. I fully respect him. Yes, can I help you? We wish to speak with Chief Hermes. Do you know where we might find him? Well, now, by your mask, I assume you're one of the 14. I wasn't aware where there was to be a visitation. Between you and us, it's something of surprise. Your discretion in the matter would be appreciated. I see. My lips are sealed. The chief should be conducting our observation as usual. His focus of late has been aquatic creatures, so I expect you to find him at one of the pools here. The pools, you say? Many thanks, and apologies for disrupting your work. Say, Hythlodaeus. Well, I've never met Hermes. You know him well, do you not? That being the case, could you simply find him by his ether? Aye, that I could. As you know, Emmett Selk and I can discern the color of souls. By the same token, we can also see the ether quite keenly, and from great distances. With this skill, I could readily locate Hermes, but I feel that would be a waste of an opportunity. We're here to perform an assessment, after all. By searching the ordinary way, we stand to gain insight into Elpis and the man in charge of it. This is as much for your own enjoyment, like it's not, but point taken. If you're going to accompany us, make yourself useful and help look for Hermes. According to his profile, he has short dark hair. So you know, it's because we're in Elpis that we don't have our cowls up. A special exemption due to the need to be aware of dangerous creatures. Elsewhere, we do not exhibit our individuality. It's unseemly. This is all common sense, but I would not assume you to possess any. A rat's treat indeed to be able to search for someone by their appearance, and thank you for humoring me. Come, let us find our man. Let's indeed. Wait, are there... Ah. I can't believe we're actually walking among the Ascians now. It's so surreal. Okay. I'm gonna tune to this aetherite, go back to an inn so I can change my glamour, and then we'll be right back. I leave. Yeah, Aquadania should do. I forgot the thing again. Ah, Jesus. Which is one that I can... I suppose I could use that one. Yeah. I really don't have any need for this one right now. So let's at least look the part. Where is it? Since it's all about zero individuality, I might as well. There. And... there. Perfect. Okay. There he is. Hermes, also known as Van Daniel. Hermes?
Huh. You are...
What?
Oh.
A harpy?
Different. You're different too. You and me. We're alike. Friends. I want to be... Wait. Please. Wait. Greetings and salutations. Can you hear me? Do not be alarmed. I mean you no harm. I wish only to hear your words, share your feelings, and know your thoughts. May we please be friends?
She has a speech impediment of some kind.
May we please be friends?
Ah, I see you found him.
Hythlodaeus. It's been a while. Too long, I think.
Too long indeed for close collaborators. On this blessed occasion, I bring not only myself, but others who long to speak with you.
You were of the convocation.
Emmet Selk at your service. Do I have the honor of addressing Hermes, Chief Overseer of Elpis?
You do. You have traveled far for it.
Given your facility's purpose, its remote location is something of a necessity. Would that I didn't have to rely upon a guide.
Oh, you wound me. Have I not ever been an attentive and helpful friend? But moving along to more agreeable company, this one we chance to...
Aw.
Well, you certainly have her attention. Is she one of yours, Hermes?
Her name is Meteon. It means shooting star.
If I may make an observation, her ether is terribly thin. I fear she might dissipate at any moment.
What?
Nor do I believe you've made a submission to the Bureau. I would remember such a concept if you had.
I haven't, as you say. I judged it too early. She's a pet project of mine, still undergoing preliminary testing. But rest assured that I will attend in person ere long.
Very well. Being an authority on flying life forms, I appreciate that you are exacting in your work. I shall look forward to your submission.
If we have finished with the perfunctory chit-chat, I would discuss official matters. By my coming, I trust you already anticipate the subject.
I have an inkling, yes. Please wait to the main building yonder. I shall join you as soon as I've returned these creatures to their homes.
What's wrong, Hermes?
An amystoma is missing.
I may have found it. A creature with the self-same ether as those there, nestled in the boughs of a tree outside the grounds.
You're saying they can climb with their sorry excuses for limbs?
The fashion has been to imbue aquatic creatures with the power of flight, ever since the words of Metron created a sky-swimming fish. The ambystomas too can fly, if only slightly, and they could conceivably climb a tree. Whether they can come down safely, however. Excuse me.
He actually used to care.
Two.
He actually used to care for life quite passionately.
And what are we supposed to do with this lot?
May I suggest we split up? If you would be so good as to assist Hermes, Emmett Selk and I shall keep an eye on these adorable creations in the meantime.
I don't see why not. No. Oh! I didn't even notice that! Do you need a hand? No, I'm fine. I'm a little embarrassed. Now, for your own safety, please stand back. Ugh. Hermes, are you alright? Quite alright, yes. My apologies for making you worry, Meteon. Both you and... Sai. You can call me Sai. Sai Solnus, you are called. An intriguing name. Somewhat reminiscent of a new creation. Thank you for coming after me.
As for you, little one, you must be more careful. I hope we get one of these as a minion. You may be able to fly, but it doesn't mean you cannot fall and hurt yourself. Oh no! I've forgotten all about his fellows! Hold on! It's fine, it's fine. Emet and Hitler is looking after it. Truly? I must... What a relief. I must thank Emmett Selk and Hitler Days when I return to them. But first, with the distractions out of the way. As Chief Overseer of Elpis, permit me to welcome you to our facility. I hope you'll enjoy your time here. Well, we mustn't keep the others waiting. Let us return to Anagarosis. My apologies for the trouble. Owing to your kind assistance, all the epistomas are safe and well. I will presently send them back to their space. If you would go ahead to the main, if you will go on ahead to the main building. Upon entering, you will see a table and chairs, a meeting area. We may speak there. Very well. Take care not to let the creature slip away again. Aw. Look at her. She's so cute and so how tiny she is. Wait, so we're literally bringing stuff from the past to the present then? What the fuck?
This appears to be the place. And here is where we part ways. We will be discussing highly sensitive affairs. Only a select few may be privy to such knowledge, and that does not include someone who cannot or will not divulge their origins. What? Will I have to remove you by force?
Yes, please. I mean, what? I have important things to say to him as well.
Yes, I'm sure your business with Hermes is quite pressing. You may speak with him to your heart's content after ours is concluded.
I do not object to her attendance.
Hermes, this is highly irregular.
Perhaps, but I believe she can be trusted. Meteon would not have taken to her so quickly otherwise. Moreover, the presence of a third party may help me to maintain composure.
Maintain composure?
As you wish, then. Behave. behave yourself. Do you hear?
So, it's finally happened then.
Aye. Van Daniels declared his intention to step down and named you as his preferred successor. In recognition of your knowledge and your works, the Convocation is giving the recommendation due consideration. As one who does not know you personally, I am to use my impartial eye to take your measure. And above all else, to ascertain your disposition towards the invitation. I understand that you and Fandaniel are close. He himself was once chief overseer of Elpis after all. I should not be surprised if you knew before anyone else that he wished to relinquish his office.
I did. He told me that when he fulfilled his purpose, he wished to pass the torch to me.
A torch you seem none too pleased to accept. Are you so averse to serving on the Convocation?
No, it's not that. For a humble researcher like myself to even be considered is an honor beyond words. No. What troubles me, what I struggle to come to terms with, is the very fact that Fandaniel is stepping down. Does this not mean that he will return to the Star?
Of his own volition, yes, like so many others have before him.
Return to the Star? Does that mean die?
Well now, that's not a word I hear often. Is that what you say here in Elpis? Mankind is the life of Atheris. Each of us, a drop of blood flowing through its veins, bearing sustenance. In our finite time upon it, 'tis our duty to make it a better place, that all who call it home, now and in future, may abide in happiness. To that end, we have dedicated ourselves to the pursuit of enlightened creation. And by our efforts did we transform this once untamed wilderness into the peaceful paradise you enjoy today. To return to the star whence we came is a privilege afforded to we who have so loved and nurtured it. A choice embraced by those who have lived their lives to the fullest, in service to our world. And when they depart upon this journey, it is beautiful, always.
The 14 are no exception. 'Tis believed no occasion is more felicitous than the fulfillment of one's duty. Our office becomes our lives, and to retire is to return, or so the majority of us hold. Some few have elected to eschew custom. Mayhap you feel Fandaniel's deeds do not warrant his return. Yet you should know his accomplishments as well as any. During his time, he conceived of countless outstanding concepts. And channeling the wealth of experience he attained here in Elpis, he brought forth many new specimens.
I know of all this. I do. It's just, I cannot fathom why someone so great and wise, who could still do so much good, would want to end it all. Stargate are upset. Forgive me. I know I requested your presence. Might I trouble you to take Meteon outside? A change of scenery would do her good.
Sure. I'm sorry, Sai. I didn't mean a walk. Perhaps we can go for a walk? Hermes gets sad when he thinks about death. When others are sad, I'm sad too. That's how I am. That's how he made me.
Oh, he based Hermes made the flower in her image, or at least the flower and her are at least related in some way.
But don't worry, I'm fine now. So, why did you come here? You want to learn about Elpis and Hermes. Ooh, teach you! I can teach you! We can take turns. I tell you something, then you tell me something. Sure, why not? Then it's settled. Where to start? Ah, yes, let's talk to Memnon. He should be near the Aetheryte. I'm not good at explaining, but Memnon is, so I'll have him explain instead.
Fine.
Ah, the Aetheryte. Anyone can use it to teleport anywhere. Well, maybe not anywhere. Not to the ground or other isles. For that, you need teleporters. Oh, and permission.
And what have we here? Though you look like a person, you have the ears of a beast. I assume you're familiar to like Meteon. Is there something you need? Oh, did you actually comment about the fact that I'm a Viera?
This is Sai. Could you teach her about Elpis?
Ah, I didn't really arrive familiar, is she? Very well. I should be glad to introduce our fair facility to her. As you know, it is mankind's duty to make the star a better place. As part of this duty, we employ creation magic to bring forth new life. However, we cannot simply release our works into the world, for it would lead to chaos. No, any and all life forms must undergo extensive testing to determine their fitness to exist. Testing which is conducted here in Elpis. Every candidate is subjected to rigorous study, in which we identify their properties, surmise what habitats that might be suitable, and speculate as to the effects that they may have on the environment and other species. Should it be judged a beneficial addition to the star, it is allowed to take its place in the world. The two of you two were created with the hope of making the star a better place. So heed your mouths as well and be good, do you hear?
We will, Memnon, we will. Thanks for the lesson. You had your turn, now I get a turn. Where did you come from?
A place far, far away.
And I probably don't know it. I don't know much about other places. But this place is important to you. I can feel it. Oh, my power! I haven't told you about it. A creation! Let's find a creation! One not being watched, then I'll explain my power.
Okay.
shoe bill. Okay, wait, first. It's Spriggans.
Spriggans? What are Spriggans?
That's what I call them.
Oh, we call them Orei. If there's many, it's just one. If there's many, if there's just one, we call it Oreas. Though they're cute, they can be naughty. Sometimes they run off with concept crystals, and Hermes has to run after them.
Aw.
Ooh, this creation is perfect! But I don't remember seeing it before. Perhaps it's new? Anyway, I'll try reading its mind. That's my power. I can't read it. Or maybe there's nothing to read? Wait, please wait. I'll try again. With you this time.
Okay.
Greetings. Can you hear me? This is my power. I can read the emotions of those around me and project my emotions to others in return. I'm not actually speaking to you in your mind. Rather, you're converting my emotions into words and intentions. A process performed subconsciously by intelligent life forms. This ability is vital to my mission, for it allows me to interact with intelligent beings even though should they communicate via unknown languages or other nonverbal means. As a consequence, I am clumsy at speaking. Yet though I struggle to express myself in this fashion, Hermes wants me to speak as much as possible, for everyone has thoughts and feelings that they may wish to hide. I harbor an affection for you, one that is difficult to define. Aside from the fact that you share common traits with us, your thoughts are complex, prismatic. They draw me in and leave me wanting to know more. Out of respect for your privacy, I will refrain from using power when speaking with you. Nevertheless, I want you to know. I want to know what I wish. I want you to know that I wish to be your friend. Did you hear me?
Yeah. Loud and clear.
Good. It's my turn again. So, what are you good at?
I'd say I'm good at fighting.
Ooh, fighting! That must mean you're strong! Hermes is strong too, but he doesn't like to fight, even when creations fight him. I think we might be bothering it. Let's keep going and we'll go see what Euthane. We'll go see Euthane next. She's usually in a small building, only one on the west row.
I think we passed by her earlier. Right. Keep forgetting. They can't follow you in mounts. Oh yeah, that's really fitting because I saw unicorns before and the Oh, that is really fucking fitting here. Well done, Square Enix. Well done.
Well, if it is Meteon. I see you've brought a friend today. Greetings, Euthane. An apple. Can you make me an apple? Kind Hermes likes covered in syrup, and I want to share with Sai.
Oh, a candied apple. Certainly partial to them, but you know you can't eat Meteon. You weren't made to do so.
but I like it too. It may seem that way, but that's due to your ability to share others' feelings. You've taken Hermes' likes for your own. In any case, I can't prepare an apple right now, but I'll bring one for Hermes soon, I promise. I'm sorry, Sai. I wanted to show you my favorite thing. And I could ask about yours, but I failed. You know what? I'll tell you anyway. Oh, that's what you like. Yes. Yes, I can feel it. Your joy and happiness. And it makes me happy too. Thanks for sharing with me, Sai. Well, we've walked and talked a lot. Maybe Hermes has finished talking too. Shall we go see? God, she's so fucking adorable. There you are. I can see the fresh air has done Meteon good. Sai wanted to learn about you and Elpis, so I taught her. About this place, about my power, about your favorite food. I'm not sure if that last one will be of any use. But I do appreciate you keeping Meteon company. While you were away, I finished speaking with our guests. Finished? Hardly. You requested time to consider the invitation, and so we have no choice but to occupy ourselves with an inspection of your work. My apologies. It has been decided that Emmet Selk and Hythlodaeus will accompany me as I attend to my duties. If you wish to learn more, perhaps you would like to come too. I am compelled to remind you that she is no way associated with the convocation. We simply chanced to meet at the Leon? There's no guarantee that the matters we discuss will remain private. I do not mind. To see the joy in her presence bring me to yawn, I cannot imagine our mysterious friend harbors malicious intent. Sai is kind. Really, truly. She taught me as much as I taught her. You're coming, of course. To watch Hermes? You're bound to learn lots and lots. Yo! Okay. This armor has no business looking this good. No business at all. Holy shit! A little bit difficult to use other colors for it, but fuck, that is. Oh my god. Oh my god. I fucking love the fashion in this game. If everyone is ready, there are a few creations I need to check on. First, we shall return to the spot where we found our wayward Empistoma. Have care when you step outside a hub, for there may be more unruly creatures about. Okay, first of all, I know there's an ether current just directly north of, so around here, maybe? There it is. Oh, come on. Come on. This here is a new species of Petaloda we recently set loose. He's been doing well, managing to maintain a stable existence thus far. If you can see to its observation period to the end of without issue, we shall release it onto the world. Tell me, do you know the difference between living beings and arcane entities? It is the presence of a soul. Yet the soul isn't something you can choose to have at will. No, it manifests only in those beings whose forms adhere to the laws of creation, that can endure on their own. Beings that do not fulfill these requirements, such as those spontaneously born of magic or natural phenomena, do not have souls. No matter how much it might resemble flora or fauna, if it lacks a soul, then it is considered an arcane entity. So you see, it is not for mankind to decide what is living. That domain lies beyond our manipulation, and it is hubris to assume otherwise. But come, let us head to the nearby beacon. I've received reports that arcane entities have gathered there. Oh my god, this place is so pretty! Oh my god, I can't. I just can't. Oh my god. Ah, lightning Numa, just as the report said. Although we call this structure a beacon due to its form, it is in fact a magical device. By manipulating the balance of elements, he keeps the isle airborne and maintains the climate thereupon. In the course of its operation, it often sees internal shift towards a given element. Right now, that element is lightning, which draws the Numa here to replenish their ether. It appears Meteon is busy. Would you care to assist me in her stead and feed the Numa? By using this lightning converger, you can harness the ambient lightning and focus into a ball. A veritable feast for our dazzling friends. Go on, give it a try. Oh. Oh. Oh, like that. Perfectly done, Sai. Look. See how they gather to feed? How they express themselves through their actions despite their lack of words. Speech is not the sole defining characteristic of thinking, of a thinking, feeling creature, nor is silence an indication that they do not possess these qualities. Be it a soulless arcane entity such as the Numa, or an ephemeral life form such as the Petaluda, all seek to perpetuate their existence, to survive. Is Meteon a living being? A good question. I can answer it from a theoretical standpoint, but it ultimately falls to the Bureau of the Architects to pass judgment. Those with exceptional vision such as Hythlodaeus may be able to ascertain her true nature. But to me, it doesn't matter. She is herself, and that is all I need to know. Oh, you finished already? I'm sorry, I was in the way. Not to worry, my dear. They missed nothing of note, and we still have plenty of work for them to observe. Next, we will head east to the Morning Dew. I need to speak with some observers there.
someone's messaging me again. 1 second. Okay, where was I? Right. Well, that spot seems important. Agabu!
Amazing, is it not? The Ampelos, one of our newest subjects. So, how are we coming along?
Elpis flowers.
This place is Elpis. Those flowers. Elpis. Entelekis. Like me.
Entelekis. Oh, they are connected. I knew it.
They are a product of Elpis, and so named for their birthplace. A happy accident, born of the hands of a former researcher who loved beautiful blossoms. Unique for how they change color, to reflect the emotional state of those nearby. Though be it here or elsewhere, they are seldom seen in any hue save purest white.
Reflect the emotional state, you say? By what means do they achieve this?
In creation, there exists an energy wholly apart from ether, one driven by emotions. In like manner to how we manipulate ether, this flower is subject to the influence of said energy. Well, it has no will of its own. It is sensitive to the prevailing emotion in the vicinity, and reacts by altering its color and vibrancy.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feeling.
Donna was right. Pardon me. Could I perhaps take one of these with me?
Akasha. Though I'm not familiar with the term, your description suggests it is the self-same energy. Dynamis, we call it.
Dynamis.
And those entities like the Elpis flower that have the ability to interact with this energy, converting emotions into tangible phenomena, are Entelekis.
That's me! That's me! An Enteleki!
That you are, my dear. And no ordinary one at that, but the first possessed of free will.
Wait. A form of energy other than ether? Dynamis? I've never heard of such a thing.
Hardly surprising. Dynamis cannot be seen, much less felt. And though its existence has long been theorized, we had no proof until the flower's serendipitous creation. What's more, Dynamis is far weaker than Ether. Under normal circumstances, its effects are drowned out by the latter. On account of which, beings comprised of and reliant upon the Ether, like you and I, are unable to make practical use of Dynamis. 'Tis a truly esoteric thing, known to but a select few scholars.
Intriguing. Then, given the limitations you described, why create Neteon?
Our star, Aetheris, is especially rich in ether, so much so that its name is derived from it. However, when we consider all energy in existence here and in the vast space beyond, Dynamis may account for as much as 68.3%. The more abundant form by far. Were we able to control it, we could open the door to limitless possibilities. 'Tis not unlike a gently flowing stream, unable to break through the dam of ether barring its path. But if we could imbue the stream with the vigor of a raging river... Not that I have such grand ambitions. Nay, I merely wish to create a being that could traverse the great expanse. The relative scarcity of ether beyond the bounds of this star was a concern. And so, I looked to another source of energy by necessity.
That being Dynamis. No wonder her ether is so thin.
Precisely.
Yours is thin too. Like an Enteleki. Like me. So... are we the same? Entelekis.
Well, I have been known to transcend my limits with nothing but determination.
That sounds more akin to the desperate flailings of a wild beast when facing imminent death.
You'll see soon enough.
A deficit of ether alone does not an Enteleki make. It would, however, make it easier for you to interact with Dynamis. And limited though its influence may be, this quality could prove the difference between victory and defeat. You do well not to underestimate it. Oh dear, I'd forgotten about the poor fellow. You must excuse me a moment while I go and verify a few more things.
I need to get some better jewelry. Not that I or anyone else would be able to make use of it even if we knew. But it irks me to discover there is an entirely different form of energy, and no one told me. That personal annoyance aside, Hermes' knowledge is not undeniably impressive. Given that there are none among the 14 who specialize in the Celestial, he would be a welcome addition. Assuming he can be persuaded to join, that is. I still can't understand his hesitation. Why did you join the convocation? Oh ho! You wish to know why MSL was chosen for the convocation? I'd be glad to share the tale. It began when... Not another word. Lest you've forgotten, we're here to learn about Hermes, not me. My misspent youth is not your concern. Hello. My apologies for the wait. I've inspected the Empilus to my satisfaction. All is well with the creature, and I dare say it won't be long ere it is released onto the world. Another creation, however, supposedly isn't faring so well. The Cartibus. That is what we shall attend to next. If you would follow me, my friends, we shall return to the main isle and head north. Wait. Whoa. I understand there's a problem with one of the cryptes. Yes, that is right. As you know, the cryptis is based on a sea creature. Owing to adjustments to enhance its affinity to wind, it is capable of flight. The specimen created from the concept could all fly without issue, but a problem arose in subsequent generations. This third generation creature was born of an etheric balance leaning stronger towards water, its aquatic origin reasserting itself, it would seem. The result of its being its affinity to wind is diminished, and cannot fly. No matter what we try, we can't even get it to rise even the slightest bit. For such a change to manifest in so few generations, I fear they are too unstable, flawed. With your permission, I will revert the creatures and recommend to the Bureau that the concept be revised. With its etheric balance leaning towards water, the Charybdis would indeed struggle to manipulate wind. It is too early to conclude that it cannot fly. Having failed at first, it may have simply developed a fear. I shall transform and fly with it, helping it to manipulate wind until it finds its wings. What? You needn't go to such lengths. You don't know. But of course not. Transformation is an art with which one manipulates a vast quantity of ether to construct another body around oneself. In practice, it allows one to assume any conceivable form, and thereby transcend the limits of one's flesh. That's how Emma changed his form in the final boss of Shadowbringers. Inconvenient though it may be, transforming in the presence of others is considered vainglorious in the extreme, as uncouth and unseemly as running above robless. Shameful. Am I to understand you make a habit of this? Nothing of the sort. It's just that, when transformed, I can wield the wind and fly. It may seem excessive, but what is our shame next to the lives of these creatures? They deserve a chance, and we owe it to them to do all in our power. Be that as it may. Yes, I believe I have a solution. Emetzel, may I trouble you to move that Charybdis away from its fellows? Somewhere out of sight. Meanwhile, I'd like the rest of you to help me prepare here. What mischief are you scheming now? No mischief, I assure you. I would but spare you the need to report to your colleagues that Hermes committed any indiscretion. So have a little faith and run along. I trust you don't mind. Emetzel is out of sight? Good. Let's begin the plan. It's a stroke of genius, really. We have Emetzel train the Charybdis. Wait, what? He would never do anything like that. Aside from being able to fly on transform, he can readily see ether currents. And with adept spellcraft, he can also employ suitable wind magics to guide the creature along. While he is indeed capable of all that you described, it is not his duty. I am loath to trouble him with it. Don't be. As I mentioned, it would also be for his own sake. With that settled, let us begin at once. Sai, I want you to go to Emetzel. Tell me you have a favor to ask. He will be disinclined to cooperate at first, but you mustn't be discouraged. With our friend, the trick is to be unflaggingly persistent. Off you go now, and good luck. Oh, I get to bother Emetzel. Oh, finally. I thought that was a mount for a second. What the fuck? Oh, cute pity. Huh. Whoops. Oh, no, you don't. I am not lifting a finger. I don't know what Heterodeus is up to, and I will not be made to know. I refuse. Please, Emetzel.
No, no, no. You are not foisting this nonsense on me.
I'm given to understand you have the power to help the Charybdis, and should be quite willing to do so. And so I appeal to your better nature, most benevolent Emetzel. Please teach her to fly.
Or else Hermes will transform. Right now.
Now, there's no need to go quite that far. Altruism is its own reward, as I'm sure he would agree.
Oh, would he now? And who contrived to put me in this position, pray tell?
Nothing so devious. I merely suggested a possible course of action.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Please, Emetzel. Please.
Oh my god, it's so good to actually have Emmet on the back foot now.
I did not come all this way to play nursemaid to your creations. I'd thank you to remember this favor and let it be the last.
What is that?
I will aid it once it has taken to the air. It falls to you to shepherd it skyward.
Well, let's relax and enjoy the spectacle, shall we?
Let's indeed.
You were wondering why Emmett Selk joined the convocation. Truth be told, he wasn't the first choice for the office. I was, on the strength of my ability to see ether. But I declined the offer. For though my vision is exceptional, I am pedestrian in all other aspects. Worse even, quite abysmal when it comes to manipulating ether, for example. Couldn't transform even if I had a mind to do so. What good is the ability to perceive a problem if one cannot act to address it? Emmett Selk has no such shortcomings. He excels in vision and manipulation both, the latter to an extraordinary degree. If there is a mage more powerful, I do not know of them. Thus did I recommend him for the office in my stead. And I wasn't the only one. Far from it. Countless others vouched for his skill and character. People the world over, to whom he had previously lent a helping hand. Oh, how surprised he was. Claimed he hadn't done anything remarkable for anyone. Modest to a fault. He deserved every bit of acclaim he received. Yet he may well have gone unappreciated were it not for a mutual friend.
Awesome.
A singular soul who can't help but involve herself in the business of others. Where she walks, excitement is certain to follow. Her antics irritate Emmett Selk to no end. But much of his grumbling stems from genuine concern. When our friend calls, he never fails to answer and lend his talents. And in the course of doing so, he himself came to be recognized and respected by those around him. They are truly remarkable individuals, and I'm proud to call them friends. To help them realize their dreams. This will be my greatest contribution to our world.
You have no idea, Hildeus.
And when they have fulfilled their respective purposes, so too shall I have fulfilled mine, and together we may return to the star. Look at me, spilling my innermost secrets. I can't seem to help it with you. I can only assume it is due to the color of your soul. I just don't understand how you can be so alike and yet so different.
Well done, my pet. Well done!
Ah, yes. I dare say the Charybdis will be fine here on. Why don't you go and signal to Emmett Selk? Let him know that his arduous task is at an end.
Oh my god. So Emma was actually a good guy after all. Well.
I have no words to express my gratitude. Thanks to you, the Charybdis has learned to fly. And Sai and I could relax and have a pleasant chat.
I'm sure you did.
The creatures needed some small assistance at first, but soon it was flying more or less on its own. I doubt you needed to repeat the lesson. That was truly impressive. I witnessed this all from afar. The Charybdis flies. Indeed, with this we've proven that even a creature with skewed etheric balance is capable of flight. Though we helped it to achieve this, the Charybdis is a herd animal. They may well aid their struggling kin in the fashion if it and when the need arises. Keep this in mind, I bid you continue observing them. If this is what you want. But if I may say so, rather than hoping an idealistic possibility comes to pass, wouldn't it be simpler to have the concept adjusted? That way, we could guarantee that anomalies such as this specimen are never born in the first place. These creatures are already here. You will spare no effort in giving them a chance to survive. As you wish, Chief. As you wish. Hermes? I'm fine. Don't worry. Well, that concludes all of my present tasks. Let's return to Agro... for now. What? Want to apologize for forcing me to help, do you? Save your breath. You didn't force me to do anything. I merely chose the most expeditious way to have done with an impediment to our business. Sure, Emmett. Sure. Tell me, Sai. In the course of watching me, have you learned anything odd of value? Dynamis. Dynamis seemed promising. Dynamis, you say? Curious that such an obscure phenomenon should be of interest to you. Chief Hermes? Chief Hermes, what good fortune to find you here. Is something the matter? The Lycaon. I'm afraid it's done it again. It was only to release it from observation, then it set upon the nearby occupites, slaughtering them. Was the creature hungry, or somehow provoked? I had just fed them myself, and the occupites were keeping a wide berth. It is the nature of the Lycaon that is to blame. Their innate viciousness. Temperament aside, it is an outstanding creation, perfect in form and function. Though it may not be suited for release, I have no doubt that the Bureau will accept its concept of preservation. In any case, there's no point in postponing the inevitable. Doors will avert them all once the paperwork is in order. Where was the scene of the incident?
Just off the path to the 12 Wonders. As you make your way, you should seat on the left. I don't know if Doris is still there, however.
Hermes, wait!
If this is part of his work, then I would observe. We follow. The laceration and burns are unmistakable. I like how I was indeed responsible. But the creature's nowhere to be seen. Doris must have taken it away. The man makes his base at the 12 Wonders. I should go and seek him out there. Emmett and I will search the area for good measure, just to make sure that the Lycaon did not escape. My thanks. Let's meet at the 12 Wonders when you've finished. I will go on ahead. Please follow with Zai.
Come, come. It's down this path and over the bridge.
Oh, there's one due south. There it is. Can you fall off? Okay, no. Was it really in my favorites? Oh, hang on. Wait, what? Okay, I guess my favorites have been cleared for some reason. Let's try that again. Oh, right there. Is that a whale? What is that? Shock Mall. Huh.
There it is, the 12 Wonders. Harry's looking for Doros. Let's look for Doros too. He's a man with long blonde hair, I think. I'll know when I see him.
Do you sell rings? Damn. Oh, you do. Nice. No, wait. Hang on. That was the one.
Doros! That's Doros!
Well now, if it isn't Meteon, what brings you here? Ah, I thought I've heard of familiar voices. I didn't realize you two had decided to help me search for Doros. Thank you. You're in charge of the Lycaons, I believe. Where are they now? Out in the fields in restraints, frenzied as they were. I couldn't return them to Kittis. Kittis? Tissus? Tissus? Once I submit a report, I'll see them reverted without delay. It's as he says, the beasts are indeed quite ferocious. You're one of the 14! What brings you here? Nothing you need to concern yourself with, as it were. We've heard the news that Lycaon slaughtered Occupites. As the observer in charge, you are the opinion that they are not fit to be released. I am. Their abnormal aggression and exceptional strength makes a highly problematic combination. It matters not where they are released. Lycaons would threaten other species and upset the natural order. Could it be that the species observed are an outlier? Highly unlikely. We created a good many of them, all exhibited the same tendencies. Even when we used Kairos to begin with a fresh slate, their behavior was unchanged. Kairos? A memory reconfiguration system. The chief himself made it. It allows us to erase or alter memories that we may observe creations in different environmental conditions without needing to remake them from scratch. Quite impressive, and potentially dangerous. Depending on the intensity of the etheric emissions, Pashtara may wish to have a word with you.
Rest assured, I keep all values within prescribed limits, and to prevent misuse, its application is limited to those authorized by the Chief Overseer. Do not misunderstand. To manipulate the subject's memories is an intrusive act I deeply abhor, but is still preferable to execution. Come now, Chief, let's not be so melodramatic. What was born of the ether is simply reduced to its original state. I know that distinctions concern you, but we mustn't lose sight of the biggest picture. Make rational choices for the sake of a more prosperous star. If a creation cannot be properly studied, even with the aid of Kairos, we remake it. If a creation is deemed detrimental existence, we unmake it. 'Tis all for the greater good, and none may question the necessity of such routine processes. I understand these things, I do. I would never think to unleash a clear and undeniable threat onto the world. Yet insignificant though their individual lives may be to next to all creation, it is all that Lycanons have. Before we seal their fates, we owe it to these beings to exhaust all options, to ensure that nothing has been overlooked. If you insist, let me provide you with a full report and we may take it from there. Would it be possible to us to attend the discussion, that Metzelk may be better carry out his duties? By all means. Pray show them to the meeting room.
To man, other beings are just things, to be used and controlled, like magic. That's what Hermes told me once.
I fear this discussion may take a while, during which time... Meteon, are you feeling unwell?
It's not me, Hermes, it's you. I won't go to the meeting. I'll stay with Zai.
Loath I am to impose, may I leave Meteon in your care again? I am in your debt, if you'll excuse me.
Can you help me with something, Zai? The meeting won't make Hermes sad. I want to cheer him up with a flower. Hermes likes flowers the most, of all the creations in Elpis. Most creations are expected to be interesting, or beautiful, or strong, better in some way. But flowers are different. They're designed to suit our emotions, what we feel and want to convey. Hermes likes that. I can't make flowers, so I'll search for one, and I want you to search with me. I'll start here at the 12 Wonders.
Why would anyone feel the need to conjure a Malboro? Also, it's not hostile? What? It's just there. That just needs... I'll take it. Muted my mech just in time. Jesus. Nope. Ah, well. I suppose it works out.
Ooh, so big and bright. I love them. But they might be too bright. You have to think of the recipient. That's what Hermes said. No flowers. If they were apples, we could have covered them in syrup. Let's head outside next. Don't worry, we won't wander far. These would be better for Hermes, but they're hedged in. That means we shouldn't touch them. They're either under observation or poisonous. You could have told me that before I started walking on some of them earlier. Any other place should be fine though. Let's keep looking. Ooh, a Canaan! A flower that can move! When Hermes wasn't looking, it shot seeds at him. Not a good gift, maybe. But you're a good Psy at spotting flowers. We'll find something soon. Nothing around here. Ah! Over there, Psy! Something big! Huge! Oh, fuck. Is it Adonis? The things around his mouth look like petals, but the flowers are orbs on his head. When Hermes inspected it, it swallowed him up. He didn't leave his room for days. What do you think? Would he like it?
It's probably not the good sort of memory.
So, not this one either. Finding a good flower is harder than I thought. I'm sorry, Sai, could we search a little more? Maybe as far as the fields over there. I'll pick something after that, I promise.
I think I'm gonna have to fight this one. Yep.
Aw, there's nothing. Shiny thing over there. What could it be?
More of the Elpis flowers.
Ooh, Elpis flowers! They're here too! Hermes likes and dislikes them at the same time. Like me, they're Entelekis, like me. They feel his pain and turn dark. That's only for Hermes, though. For others, they're always white and bright.
Oh, he's depressed.
Truly? The flower was dark in your home? Then, do you have it too? A dark emotion.
I felt great fury and frustration.
You see, Hermes has felt the same. A fire burning in your breast, a trembling hand, but no one understands. Please, Sai, won't you lend him to me? Your fury and frustration. I want to make the flower dark, in front of Hermes. He has been in a dark place since before he created me. He needs to know that he isn't there alone, and that others are sad too. Truly? You'll do it? Thank you, Sai. Thank you. It means more to me than I can say. I can't wait to see how Hermes reacts. Let's go back and fetch him. It seems they're still talking. Let's wait until they're finished.
Oh damn, we got waited for a while. It got dark.
Hermes!
Oh, you were waiting for me.
You've finished talking?
Yes, we've come to a decision. My thanks for keeping Meteon company. Emmett Selk and Hythlodaeus have already retired to their rooms. There is room for you too, if you would follow me.
Wait! I want to show you something first.
Elpis flowers?
Go on. You're not the only one, Hermes. Others feel sad too. You're not alone.
I see Meteon has shared much with you. May we talk a moment?
Aw. Oh, aw.
I do not think it wrong that we live for the star, that we strive to make it a better place. And yet, in carrying out my duties here, there are times when I am plagued by doubt. Do you recall what Hythlodaeus said when we first spoke of my nomination? Death is the privilege of those who have fulfilled their purpose, a choice they embrace of their own free will, and when they depart, it is always beautiful. Perhaps it is, but only for man. Creations that he deems useless are discarded with nary a second thought. Some scarcely born into the world, afforded a handful of breaths before life and potential are abruptly extinguished. We make an effort to spare them the pain, They sense what awaits. Rage and anguish and cower and fear. And it is not beautiful. Yet no one cares. No one. So fixated are we upon the duty that we do not pause to question the method. Pain and suffering, confusion and despair, writ plain in the eyes of those poor creatures. Yet no one sees. We turn a blind eye and carry on in blissful ignorance. Not amiss. And always, always the blossoms shine pure and white. A contradiction so blatant I could scream, want to scream. How can you all accept this aberration? Then I wonder, am I the aberration for thinking thus? And I am filled with dread. But now I know I'm not alone. Not the only one for whom the flowers weep. I won't ask what you thought as you kneeled beside the Alpes, or if you only did it at Meteon's insistence. Nevertheless, I thank you. To know that you too have experienced suffering is a comfort.
Oh, I could tell you all about suffering.
Lest you misunderstand, I derive no pleasure from your pain. It's just the fact that you are still here in spite of your suffering gives me heart. The stars in the heavens. Know you what they are? Though it is too far to tell, each glittering light could be a world not unlike Aetheris. A world filled with life. So many stars, so many lives. For us, there may be no higher purpose than to live for our world. But what of the other living beings out there? What is it that gives their lives meaning? That drives them day after day after day? To pose that question to our undiscovered cousins, I created beings of dynamis, who can traverse the vast emptiness between the stars. Meteon and her sisters. Aye, sisters. She has a great many of them, and they have already departed on their journey, traveling to one star and then the next in search of life. As one might expect, exploration on such a grand scale is rife with difficulties, and thus far I've naught to show for it. But I have faith that we will make some manner of discovery ere long. And when we do, I should be glad to share our findings with you, in gratitude for your kindness. It's getting rather late. We had best find our beds. It would not do for both of us to be sleep-deprived on the morrow. Come, Meteon. Let us head back.
All right.
So, that's why he hated the other Ascians. They didn't see what he saw. What's up, Meteon? Oh my god, blue quests galore. Gallicat. Oh, it's a tiny little unicorn. Or Pegasus, whatever. There. And also a brief interlude, perhaps, but at this time I attend to my next task. As Emersalk and Hythlodaeus are aware, we've reached a verdict regarding the fate of the Lycia ones. 7 were created for observation, and all 7 must be unmade. Doros has followed the correct protocols, and as Chief Overseer, I can find no fault in his judgment. The Lycan ones would disrupt the natural order, ravaging and consuming other species until they themselves starve and perish. They cannot be released into the wild, and they cannot be allowed to remain here in Elpis. And then to position the Bureau of the Architect to have the concept preserved as a restricted purpose hazardous life form. Hythlodaeus has pledged to support me in this endeavor. Yet whatever the Bureau decides, the existing Lycaons have served their purpose. Doros has already isolated the creatures and is preparing to carry out the necessary measures. I will join them forthwith, and it's my duty to witness the conclusion to the study. If you're resolved, then we have but to accompany you. Of course. Let's be off then. You return to the main aisle. Ugh. God, look at how beautiful this is! Wait. These look like... Doros, are you hurt? What happened here? They caught me off guard. I had bound them in ethereal shackles, but they became frenzied, even more so than usual, and broke free. I was able to stop 4. The other 3 escaped. I see them. 2 have taken to the air above the 12 Wonders. The last is up ahead, lurking in the fields. You and Sai had to handle that one. The pair in the sky you can leave to me. If this is how it must end, then so be it. I'll render assistance to Emetselk. I need it as though as it is. Meteon, you have to stay here with Doros.
But Hermes!
Like once must be reverted, and I would spare you their pain and mine. This is my burden, not yours. But you're intent on helping, then please follow my lead. Ah, there it is. I appreciate your help, and lament that it is necessary.
There it is, our quarry. Within striking distance at present, but if it feels threatened, it may well flee beyond our reach. Here's my plan. You approach slowly, in full view, and draw the Lycaon's attention. Now I warn you, its abilities are as fiery as its temperament. Once it spots you, it will unleash orbs of flame. But fear not, by my measure, you're more than equal to the task. We'll stand the onslaught for a brief few moments, and that will give me the time to catch it unawares. Ready? Let's begin.
Now. Oh. Forgive me. Please, forgive me. May you and your kin find peace. Wherever your souls may drift in the underworld, may you find tranquil seas. Be not forgotten, in concept endure, to reclaim form and one day live again. Serve not the star, or any purpose save your own. Live again, if that be your desire. Hate, if that be your want. We are worthy. But leave your suffering behind. Lay down your burdens, be born anew. Fly high, fly free.
Join the convocation, Hermes.
Emmett.
You do not belong here.
Leave to replace another. To be replaced. It changes nothing. Tell me, do you think it right that we sacrifice all these lives for the sake of the star? And when the star has reached perfection, what then? If all who are satisfied choose to die, shall we all die in satisfaction? I do not know. Were I to take up the seat of Fandaniel, it would be tantamount to approving my predecessor's death. I do not know if it is right. And to be torn by such thoughts, I do not know if I am fit to represent mankind.
Forgive me. If you would still consider me in spite of everything, I beg some time to gather my thoughts. Meanwhile, Hythlodaeus, I fear I must trouble you to attend to the others.
'Tis no trouble at all. Take as long as you require.
And you, my friend, I pray you find that which you seek.
I expect we have some few matters to discuss. Shall we return to the 12 Wonders for a time?
Aye.
The other like ones have been taken care of. The incident may be resolved and life in Elpis continues as normal. Or ends, as the case may be. Rationally speaking, I understand Hermes' argument. No matter how well deserved the rest, there's a pang of sadness when a colleague leaves us. Yet never has a departure caused me such grief as Hermes appears to feel. What must it be like to experience such torment? Wouldn't you like to know? Where to now? If there's anywhere you would like to visit before we leave, I should be glad to show you the way. Hermes has not yet outright refused my position with the convocation, merely postponed the decisions. As such, I may as well resume my assessment. If I cannot accompany him, then I shall contend with myself with questioning his colleagues. Ever the pragmatist, allow me to remain your humble guide. But if you, Zai, will you continue along with us? Wonderful! Our fellowship travels on unbroken. I say we explore the another part of the Elpis and see what new encounters there may be had. If you would follow me, we will first head towards Anakaroth. Whatever the fuck. Any new blue quests? No. Alright. I think this is a pretty good stopping point. Thank you everyone for coming, especially those that stuck around. And yeah, I'll probably be considering someone tomorrow. See you guys around.